Cal, have you read the latest news on Punjab?
Yes, it's right here on the front page of the Daily World today.
Well, apparently the Congress Party chief in Punjab, Captain Amarinder Singh, has been asked to contest against the Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal by the Congress Party High Command. And he's supposed to do it from Badal's home seat, which is Lambi. Now, what do you have to say about this guy? What's your feeling as a foreigner here?
Well, it sounds to me somewhat similar to what Trump did. Trump made a point to target the so-called blue firewall states that were always voting Democratic, and he won them. That's how he was able to win the election over Hillary Clinton. And he flipped states like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, and it worked. Now, the question I have is this really what it appears to be? The Congress Party, at least from my observation, isn't always straight up. I don't know what political party is, but is this like it's being presented like just go there, win, or is there some other game going on?
I think this is an acid test for Amarinder to prove his loyalty, in the sense that maybe the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi and his advisors have been briefing Rahul Gandhi that Amarinder is not the right guy to be CM candidate, and maybe he's not 100% loyal to you, and maybe he's mixed up with the Badals, Because you may have heard recently that about 2 or 3 months back or so, the Badal government decided to drop corruption cases against Captain Amarinder Singh.
Right.
So there's this theory floating around that Badal and Amarinder are in cahoots. So maybe the Congress wants to prove that this is not happening. The other issue could be is that Rahul has still not announced who is going to be the CM face. And we have less than 20 days left for the elections. It's high time we announced it. Okay. And the third thing out here is that maybe they want to divert attention from the Aam Aadmi Party and make this contest more interesting by saying it's going to be Congress versus Akalis, and put the focus on that. Or the fourth thing could be is they want to confine Badal to his home constituency so that he cannot be the star campaigner of the Akali Dal in the rest of Punjab. But in the process, they may sacrifice their hero, Captain Amarinder Singh, who won the Amritsar seat, if you remember, against Arun Jaitley, who has managed to revive the party on the ground level, something that no other Congress leader managed to do in the last 10 years, and who was the only person in Punjab who actually had the guts to put both the Badals in jail, the father and son. If you remember when the Amarinder Singh government initially came to power. So I think the Congress Party High Command is being a little unfair, to Amarinder. They're asking him to perform too many tasks. But anyhow, politics is politics. I wonder what they're up to actually.
Well, just hearing in what you're saying, it seems to me as an outsider that there's a couple things going on. First of all, I find it highly unlikely that Captain Amarinder Singh is going to cut a secret side deal with the Badals, and they're going to agree to that, or the Badals would even approach him for that, especially when they were locked up in jail because of what Singh did. Secondly, if you remember the election Rahul Gandhi ran essentially against Modi, do you remember that ridiculous interview that Gandhi gave on a major TV network where they asked him many times point blank, are you going to be the prime minister candidate? And he refused to answer the question. He was making a fool out of himself by saying, well, if the party asks me, I'll go ahead and do it. It seems to me that since Rahul Gandhi is long on words and short on deliveries and has a very curious reputation, they mock him openly overseas, outside India, they mock him in India. It seems to me that from what I've seen of Captain Amarinder Singh, that he would be much more of a stronger personality and more competent and capable. He's had nothing but success, whereas a lot of Indians have told me, and these are even people who respect Rahul Gandhi, that his main claim to fame is that he's the son of Sonia Gandhi. And I don't believe in dynastic politics. That's anti-democratic, actually. So it seems to me that they're kind of hanging him out to dry a little bit to see if he can jump through these hoops. but maybe their fear is also that maybe they can't control him. He could end up becoming quite powerful if he wins, and then he's a force to be reckoned with, and against anything that Rahul Gandhi wants to do. That's just my take on it.
Well, one thing, Congress is a highly structured party that way. It has a high command culture. So at the end of the day, no regional leader can actually buck the Gandhis in the present scenario. Because everybody rallies around Gandhis, not because the Gandhis are they're the brand of the party, like pair of jeans. If it's branded, it's a Wranglers or a Levi's, or it's a local pair of jeans from Ludhiana. So the Gandhis are the brand of the Congress party. The Congress party cannot exist without that brand. And no matter how powerful a regional leader becomes, without the Gandhis and without the Congress, he becomes a non-entity if he sets up his own party. You understand?
Yeah, I understand that. There's also maybe some possible validity to trying to shift the focus away from a third-party contest to it's really between two parties. I understand that as well. But this reminds me of the Kennedys and even the Clintons. The problem with hitching a political party to a family means that once they have failure, the party's over. So look, is there a Kennedy today that's doing anything significant in politics? No. You have Robert Kennedy Jr., who is questioning whether vaccines even work. That's how loopy he is. And look at the Clintons. Now they're trying to prepare Chelsea Clinton to run for Congress, but they're making sure that she competes in an area where this guy, who I think is in his 70s, is going to retire, so she'll have no opposition. So the problem with dynastic politics is it's old thinking, and if Congress party stands for ideals rather than personalities, it doesn't matter who's in charge. What matters is that the principles stay true, the principles they're always talking about, like secularism, and that they're enforced regardless of who the commander is at the time. That's my view as an outsider.
Well, this is Punjab, but in Uttar Pradesh, the Congress also has the fear of regional leaders. They don't want any local leader to become so powerful that he can challenge the authority of the Gandhis. Now, we have seen this in various phases. There have been various regional leaders who have been brought in, like Rita Bahuguna was brought in to head the UPCC to revamp the Congress in Uttar Pradesh, and she actually did it. During her tenure, the Congress came second on 90 seats in that state, and they won 30 seats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the last assembly elections that took place.
Yes.
Right? Now, of course, in the 2014 elections, it was a total wipeout.
Right.
The Congress lost. They lost in the state, but then there was a wave for the BJP in all states.
Yes.
And in that wave, you had a person like Amarinder Singh winning against Arun Jaitley from Amritsar.
Yes.
So that's a very creditable thing for Amarinder Singh to do. Now here what we have is, we see that during the time of Nehru and even during the time of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, these people had such tall stature that all other regional leaders were like dwarfs compared to them.
Right.
Now here we have a situation where Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi do not have such tall stature. It's not saying that they don't have a national stature. They do have a national stature compared to their regional leaders. But there is a fear that any regional leader could become taller than them.
Right.
And there was a time when Congress did not have any place for the Gandhis. If you remember, during the Narasimha Rao era. During Narasimha Rao's time, Sonia Gandhi did not play a role in anything that took place in the Congress party, unfortunately.
Now, was that because I've heard Indians tell me, they consider her to be a foreigner, an Italian, not a true Indian. Can you...
there are certain political parties, and especially the opposition, that goes around saying this, that she's a foreigner, but she was married to an Indian, and as per law, she's an Indian citizen today. Okay. So let's not get into that issue about this thing. But of course, if you look at the fact that she was born outside India, she was married to an Indian, and she came to India and stayed here, and she has been working here in politics for so long. So I think this should not be an issue that should be raised. But Mulayam Singh Yadav, of the Samajwadi Party, with whom the Congress wants to go in for a coalition today in Uttar Pradesh, was the first person to raise this issue when the Congress was going to come to power during the first UPA government. And he was the first person to turn around and say that we do not want a foreign woman to be our Prime Minister. After which the Congress announced the name of Dr. Manmohan Singh as the Prime Minister of India.
So that's interesting because could that come back? In other words, could the, let's say they do cut a deal and they form an alliance. Could the opposition then say, look at you, you're eating your own words, you're being hypocritical, because now all of a sudden it's okay, but years ago it wasn't?
I don't think the opposition would say it, but one day the media can say it.
I see. Okay.
But coming back to Punjab, yes, Captain Amarinder Singh today faces a litmus test. He has been asked to go through an Agni Pariksha like Sita Mata was asked to go through for the sake of Ram in Ayodhya, to prove his purity and his dedication to the Congress party today.
Okay, thanks for breaking it down and explaining it to us.
You're welcome.